Okay, let's dive right into this. Welcome to today's explainer, where we are going through the wealth leakage audit. Because today, we're taking a really critical look at a completely silent threat that is actively compromising your financial freedom right under your nose. So let's get into it. You know, we constantly hear questions like, is your car killing your wealth, or is your mortgage keeping you broke? We're basically conditioned to believe that massive, big-ticket purchases are the absolute only villains keeping us financially stuck. We agonize over 0.5% on a car loan or closing costs on a house, convinced that those are the only things determining whether we end up rich or broke. But I want you to completely rethink that for a second, because there is a much more insidious, totally silent leak happening in your bank account right now. This is the hidden, everyday problem that's draining your money way before you even get a chance to invest it. Now, it doesn't send you a massive, glaring bill in the mail that ruins your whole afternoon. No, it's quiet, it's automatic, and it is actively draining your future millions. Remember, building wealth isn't just about what you earn, it is entirely about what you keep. So we call this consumer creep, and it's exactly what it sounds like. The gradual, completely unnoticed accumulation of small expenses that distracts you from actually building wealth. Look, if you aren't paying close attention to where your money is actually going every single month, you're essentially just drifting. You're letting the system push you around instead of taking control. And honestly, letting the system push you around, that's exactly how people ensure they stay broke forever. Now, what's really fascinating here is the contrast in human behavior. On one hand, you have what most people do. They're seeking that massive big win. Constantly hunting for the next crypto moonshot or the next stock that's going to magically double overnight. But on the other hand, while they're absolutely exhausted from chasing those high-profile investments, they are completely ignoring the silent drain of consumer creep. It's a devastating reality. It's literally like trying to fill a bucket with a fire hose, but the bucket has a massive hole in the bottom. And this drifting behavior, it builds into something very specific, which the source material calls the subscription trap. This right here is the core engine of consumer creep. We're talking about a financial black hole made entirely of recurring so-called flexible micro expenses. You know the ones, $10 here, $15 there. Think about it, it's Netflix, it's Spotify. Maybe it's that gym membership you honestly haven't used since January. Or what about that premium photo editing app you signed up for just to edit one single picture for social media and then completely forgot about? Most people treat these little $10 or $15 charges as totally flexible. They justify it, right? They think, oh, it's just the cost of a few cups of coffee, it doesn't really matter. But the reality? It is death by 1,000 cuts. These microscopic charges are absolutely fatal to your long-term wealth. They form this black hole that guarantees your money just disappears month after month, year after year, with literally zero return on your investment. Section 1. The Leakage Map Audit. Taking back control. Okay, so to stop drifting, we're going to adopt the calm, calculated mindset of a multimillionaire who is auditing their business. But we're going to apply it directly to your personal finances. Here is the exact step-by-step mechanism to execute this audit. First, pull your bank statements for the last 90 days. Seriously, don't just guess, look at the actual hard data. Second, go through it line by line and identify every single recurring payment. Highlight them all. And third, and this is where you have to be absolutely ruthless, cut any service you haven't actively used in the last 30 days. No excuses, no, I might use it next week. If you haven't used it in 30 days, it's a leak and you need to plug it immediately. Section 2, the massive opportunity cost. Now, if you're sitting there thinking, is it really worth all this effort just to cancel a $12 subscription? Well, brace yourself for a bit of a financial gut punch. Let's establish a really modest, highly relatable baseline here. Imagine you do your 90-day leakage map audit and you uncover just $100 a month in these trapped subscriptions. Just a couple of streaming services, an app, maybe a forgotten membership. Just $100 a month leaking out. Well, if you took that exact same $100 a month and instead of just letting it leak away into the void, you stuck it into an S&P 500 index fund, assuming a historical average return of around 10% per year, after 30 years, that little $100 a month becomes roughly $226,000. Just let that sink in for a second. $226,000. That math perfectly illustrates the real reality here. Look at the massive disparity. A tiny, mindless monthly expense of $100 barely even registers on your radar on a Tuesday, right? But it translates into a staggering loss of your future wealth. You are literally paying for those unused apps with your freedom figure. You're trading $250,000 for digital services you don't even log into. I absolutely love how the source material frames this concept. It says you are literally cutting down your money tree to use as temporary firewood. And that is exactly what you're doing when you ignore consumer creep. You aren't just paying for a streaming service. You are actively sacrificing your future passive income. Instead of letting your money tree grow so it can provide for you for the rest of your life, you're chopping it up into little pieces just to keep a forgotten subscription burning for one more month. Section 3. The goal. Becoming stealth rich. So what is the ultimate reward once you actually plug these leaks? It's becoming stealth rich. First off, you have to stop trying to impress people with shiny apps and premium services you don't even use. Real wealth isn't about showing off at all. The entire core of this is about buying back your time. The ultimate goal of plugging these leaks and investing that money is freedom, so that you never have to do things you simply don't want to do. But to get there, you have to step up. You must become an analyst of your own life and relentlessly scrutinize your daily habits. Which leaves us with this final, absolutely crucial question. What bottlenecks are currently holding you back from your freedom figure? Seriously, it's time to stop drifting. It is time to pull those bank statements, plug your financial leaks once and for all, and start letting your money tree actually grow. Please don't let another 30 days pass you by. Take control and start building your real wealth today.